Guys, this video is very strange for me to make, mainly down to the fact that due to the current situation in the world, a lot of movies have been postponed for a long time, and that includes this Black Widow film, which finally, after so long, we're potentially going to have a new Marvel film released, which seems like a blessing. Hello! Welcome to Brain Spill, the laziest show on the internet. My name is Tank, and today we're talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, in particular the upcoming film Black Widow. As I normally do with these How Did We Get Here videos, I'll go through a brief rundown of what happened prior to this film, just to give everyone a bit of a catch up before they go and see this film. And I want to say that all of this information is stuff that I've gotten offline at the time of making the script, which was certainly well before the film was released, meaning that there may be some minor spoilers for the movie, but honestly nothing major, so I don't really know much more than probably you guys do. Black Widow has been a major part of the MCU and the Marvel comic franchise for a long time, being well known prior to her debut on the big screen of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. She first appeared in Tales of Suspense 52, which was released in April 1964. She was created by Stan Lee, scriptwriter Don Rico, and artist Don Heck. She first appeared in this issue as an antagonist to Iron Man and was a Russian spy. However, she later defected to the US and became an agent of the spy agency S.H.I.E.L.D., soon after joining the superhero team, the Avengers. Now, the origin story we're going to be actually focusing on today is the Black Widow from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, as I know she's been in various different iterations throughout the years of the comic books, and if I was to start going down that path, I'm just going to confuse the living hell out of you. Plus, I didn't want to do all that research, so we are focusing specifically on the movies, which I guess is the reason you're here anyway. So, sorry, comic purists. According to Arnim Zola, this weird looking guy, Natasha Romanoff was born in 1984. Sometime shortly after that, she was indoctrinated by the Red Room at a Russian spy facility. The Red Room was a facility used to indoctrinate young girls into being lethal agents for Russia. Play the Soviet anthem right now. This was done with the intention of her being able to stand up for herself in a fight against super soldiers and Asgardians. In this era, Romanoff met Bucky Barnes during his time as the Winter Soldier, though the exact nature of their relationship isn't yet known. And as you might imagine, she absolutely excelled at what she did. She was very, very capable at not only protecting herself, but also completing any mission she was given by the KGB. At her own admission, she didn't care what she had to do to get the job done. Although the exact date is not known, it is believed that Clint Barton of S.H.I.E.L.D. was assigned to kill Black Widow. However, he made the call to help bring her into S.H.I.E.L.D. instead to leave the KGB, defecting to the United States. So in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, no sign of Tony Stark as of yet. So really up until this point, the movies themselves haven't delved much into her past, and I'm assuming a lot of that is going to be explored further in the Black Widow movie. Mainly because it's her movie. Even at this point, she was trained to near perfection and was able to hone her skills in various fighting styles such as karate, judo, kung fu and wrestling, combining all matter of weapons with her background in gymnastics, acrobats and ballet. She was one lady you didn't want to mess with. This was something that was always of interest to me because obviously comparing her to the rest of the Avengers, except Hawkeye, the rest of them are pretty fantastic and out there in regards to having amazing technology or just having superpowers in general. Agent Romanoff doesn't have superpowers like the rest of the Avengers. However, she is exceptionally skilled in what she does, and really to be able to stand toe to toe, it's pretty impressive. She was incredibly good at what she did, and her training has even allowed her to excel in her levels of strength, agility and stamina. She must be good at what she does to be a prominent member of S.H.I.E.L.D., so you can't take that away from her. Something else which is also very underappreciated is the fact that she's incredibly adaptive on the field and has been seen to pretty much wield any weapon she can get her hands on. This includes various weapons, some of which aren't of this earth, such as a Satori battle staff or even Captain America's shield. Her signature weapons include dual batons, a pair of Glock 26s, and the Black Widow's bite bracelets that discharge electricity. You know she's packing when she's got such an array and arsenal of weapons on her person at all times. Aside from her fighting capability, she's also very well versed with hacking and being able to access computers on the battlefield, which, given our day and age, this is becoming more important than ever. Guys, two-step verification, can't recommend it enough. Back to the story at hand though. When Agent Romanoff joined S.H.I.E.L.D., one of the earliest assignments she received came from director of S.H.I.E.L.D., Samuel Jackson himself, Nick Fury. She was assigned to keep an eye on Tony Stark, which at this point in the story, he had just publicly announced that he was Iron Man, hence the first Iron Man movie. As his new assistant at Stark Industries, Romanoff travelled with Stark to Monaco, where he first faced off against Ivan Vanko, as per the events of Iron Man 2. And you know what, I'm just going to say this, and I think that they should have done more with this character, because those zappy laser whips are pretty damn cool. Shortly after revealing herself as a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, she injected Stark with lithium dioxide to help him deal with the palladium poisoning from the arc reactor in his chest. Following the events of Justin Hammer and Ivan Vanko's assault at the Stark Expo presentation, Agent Romanoff determined that Tony Stark would be an important asset to S.H.I.E.L.D. and that he could help their cause. However, as can be seen in the events of the film, he was a self-destructive dick, and as a result, concluded that he was not quite up to S.H.I.E.L.D. standards. Funny, that's the same excuse the job interviewer gave me when they didn't give me the job last time I went for a job interview. 2 years later, Agent Phil Coulson sent her on an undercover mission in India to recruit Bruce Banner, aka the Hulk, to aid in locating the Tesseract that had been stolen by Loki. This eventually led to the assemblings of the Avengers. Romanoff, along with Bruce Banner, Tony Stark, Steve Rogers, Thor and Barton, free from Loki's hypnotic state, were forced to battle him when he tried to use the Tesseract to open a gateway to Earth and allowing the army of alien invaders to storm New York. Wow, that was a bit of a mouthful, but yes, at this point, this is where, of course, the first Avengers film happens and the battle for New York occurs and Agent Romanoff kicks some serious ass. Although, to be perfectly honest, comparing her to the other Avengers, her kill count probably wasn't quite as high. Thor's a little bit too OP. Following the events of the Battle of New York, Agent Romanoff returned to S.H.I.E.L.D. and was later assigned with a mission with Captain America to retake the Lumirian Star from the pirates led by George's Batroc. She also had a secret side assignment from Director Fury to retrieve confidential S.H.I.E.L.D. files in a flash drive. Finally, in possession of the drive, Fury became the target of an assassination by the Winter Soldier. Hacking the protected files, Romanoff and Rogers went to Camp Lay, where the consciousness of Arnim Zola revealed Hydra had not only survived World War II, but has also manipulated S.H.I.E.L.D. from the beginning, with the Winter Soldier. This is just years and years of Marvel films being skimmed over in the course of a matter of minutes, so hopefully you guys are with me. Although she'd been duped, she was working with Captain Rogers and the newly recruited Falcon to try and prevent the sinister plot from Hydra. Nick Fury helped too, but he was injured and all the stuff from barely surviving an attack from the Winter Soldier in the 2014 film Captain America: The Winter Soldier, he's a pretty hard-ass dude. The two-pronged plan to stop Hydra and the Winter Soldier were put into motion. Hydra's plan, named Project Insight, would have led to the deaths of millions of people, and they had to prevent this New World Order from coming to pass. The Winter Soldier would, of course, later to be known as Steve Rogers' good mate, Bucky Barnes. Damn, we moving fast, people. This is literally covering the span of a few movies, and we're not even close to the end yet. You just forget how many films they made in such a short period of time. After releasing the secrets of both S.H.I.E.L.D. and Hydra, as well as her own dark history, Romanoff appeared before the Senate defending the dismantling of S.H.I.E.L.D. With all her covers blown, she gave Rogers a dossier on the Winter Soldier, and then left to find a new identity. And onto the second Avengers film, Age of Ultron. It was Black Widow that reassembled the Avengers a year after the events of the Winter Soldier, where they went to Slovakia to raid the Hydra base of Baron Wolfgang von Strucker to reclaim Loki's scepter. And whilst there under the influence of the Scarlet Witch's telekinetic powers, she had to relive her harrowing experiences in the Red Room with the KGB. The apparent Red Room graduation, which meant that she was sterilised as a result. Stark and Banner discover an artificial intelligence within the Scepter's gem, and secretly decide to use it to complete Stark's Ultron global defense program. The unexpectedly sentient Ultron, believing he must eradicate humanity to save Earth, eliminates Stark's AI Jarvis and attacks the Avengers at their headquarters. Ultron takes the scepter, and due to the events of what happened at the Avengers Tower, the team are forced to go off the grid at Barton's homestead. Look, there's also a part in the film where she tries to put the moves on Bruce Banner and gets shot down, something about him being a giant green monster, but we'll just skip past all that. Captured in a Hydra base and being freed by Banner, they fought off Ultron and his army of drones, but after the events of what occurred, the Hulk would disappear for 2 years, leaving Black Widow on scene. Sad times, people. Following this battle, the Scarlet Witch, Vision, War Machine and Falcon, with the Secretary of State, enacted the Slovakia Accords, an agreement the Avengers were expected to sign that would make them part of the United Nations, an act that Captain America strongly opposed. That's right, we're heading into Captain America Civil War, one of my favourite films of the franchise, mind you. So, you would have thought with Black Widow's previous background and the fact that she's good mates with Captain America that she would have joined his side. However, she decided to go with Tony Stark instead. Her justification for joining Tony comes from the fact that she thinks it would be better staying together in support of governmental oversight. For some reason. However, what actually happened was that she had been on Captain America's side, even holding off the Black Panther, in order for Rogers and Barnes to deal with Helmut Zemo. Romanoff left the Avengers headquarters a fugitive after having been told that she'd be hunted by the government for her actions. Fast forwarding to Avengers Infinity War. Agent Romanoff alongside Captain America and the Falcon come to the aid of Scarlet Witch and Vision after they are attacked by the goons of Thanos in Scotland, seeking the Mind Stone which is embedded in Vision's head. Thankfully, they were not successful in getting the stone. At this moment, anyway. I always wondered why they chose Scotland of all places to live. If you really wanted to go off the grid, surely you'd want to go somewhere completely barren and of any civilization whatsoever. You know what, come to think of it, if that's the case, Scotland sounds like the perfect place. So yeah, I'm pretty sure you know what happens in this film. Thanos, the world-destroying titan, goes about and collects the 6 Infinity Stones with his Infinity Gauntlet and decides to snap his fingers to wipe out half of humanity. Oh yeah, spoilers by the way, if that hasn't been made clear already. In an attempt to separate Vision from the Mind Stone so they could destroy it and keep out of Thanos' hands, the group travelled to Wakanda. Joined by Wakanda's tribes, Black Widow and the Avengers presented a front to Thanos and his alien forces. And yes, they fought, and they fought hard. They held back the wave and even had help from the Asgardians of the galaxy, including Groot, Rocket Raccoon, and Thor with his new shiny axe, Stormbreaker. When Thanos ultimately arrived on Earth, Black Widow unsuccessfully tried to stop the Mad Titan from obtaining Vision's Mind Stone and subdued her with the Earthen Tendrils. With all 6 Infinity Stones now in his possession, Thanos snapped his fingers and half of all life in the universe ceased to exist. At the end of the film, we would see the surviving members of the team who were still there after the snap, and one of those people was Black Widow. Now, moving on to Avengers Endgame, the surviving Avengers try and adjust to life after the snap, the world being changed forever. This is before familiar faces arrive in the form of Ant-Man at their current base of operations, and this explains how he escaped the Quantum Realm following the post-credit scene of the Ant-Man and the Wasp. He had experienced 5 hours, which was actually 5 years in reality. Theorising the Quantum Realm could allow time travel, they asked Stark to help them obtain the stones from the past to undo Thanos' actions in the present. The team travel back in time and obtain these 6 Infinity Stones in the alternate realities, with Barton and Romanoff travelling to Vormir in 2014, where the Soul Stone's keeper, the Red Skull, reveals it can only be acquired by sacrificing someone they love. After a tussle between the two of who can throw themselves off the edge, Agent Romanoff is the winner, and by the winner, she falls to her death. This allows Barton to get the Soul Stone, and effectively the movie goes on from there. But as far as we're aware, that is the end of Black Widow. Now, as far as Agent Romanoff's story is concerned, she's officially dead in the MCU. The Avengers do manage to come out on top and beat Thanos, but not without heavy losses, including the death of Black Widow in this film. So this leaves many unanswered questions, especially due to the fact that there is now a standalone film coming out, and apparently it's going to be much more of an origin story than anything happening in the future. as far as we're aware. So, to be perfectly honest, because it's a prequel, anything I've said in this video probably isn't that relevant, so you probably don't even need to watch this video, come to think of it. But now that you're here at the end, I'm just glad that you stuck around for the journey. If you liked the video, be sure to like and subscribe. If you want to be notified as soon as I upload my next video, be sure to hit the bell button. And if you've got any ideas for what topics you'd like me to discuss next, let me know down in the comments below. As always, sources used in the video will be in the description. Right, let's just hope and pray that by the time this video comes out, the film hasn't been delayed again, because I wrote this script back in like April 2020, and the fact that it keeps getting pushed back, I've just not been able to record it. So, you know what, I just decided to put my foot down and record it anyway, because I want to get this video out. So yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Fantastic.